Hello everyone, and welcome to another Dmangames walkthrough. We are here, okay, so I know there's already a part 1 to a Dark Souls walkthrough, but I was watching over it, and I didn't really like where I was going with it. I kind of wanted to go more me instead of like the bandwagoning pyromancer type of thing. So, this time, I'm gonna do everything the same, just with a different character, that's all it is. So this time, I'm gonna have my starting class be a hunter. We're still gonna choose the same gift in the last one, which is the master key. It's pretty much a necessity unless you choose the thief. So if you don't want to choose that, you want something else, choose the thief, because he starts with the master key. But he is rather difficult to play with if you're a beginner. I don't know, I could see a hunter being kind of small. What fits his body? I don't know. Probably very slim, I guess. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's get started. Yes. Alright, let's go to Dmangames and Division whatever from Software. Dmangames,
shrouded by
all
fog.
those guys, because I got dinged last time
a land of grey crags,
showing this, apparently.
arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
Sorry.
Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame.
Those people are all incredibly attractive.
Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire.
Who built that
But
city?
soon
Like,
the flames will fade, and only dark
no
will
one in
remain.
existence anymore, practically. I don't... That's the part I don't get about the storyline, like...
Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Best part of the soundtrack right here. The note. you feel the same way I do right now. I really hope it did.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Ew, he's gross as always. Oh, that's lovely. Even the rats are dead. Half dead. I don't know about dead. In a manner. Oh my god. Really? He's like, there you go, bro. I got you. I got you. It's like, alright, solid. Let's do this. Let's fight. Okay, so, you can figure out the actions on your own if you're new. Read these little comments. Just go up to them, press X, and they'll tell you how to play. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of explaining on the controls. What I'm doing here, though, it will not tell you right away. You hit triangle and you can dual wield your weapon, and you'll get a little bit more potential damage on your weapon. So, cool. And then click the right stick to lock on. I think that's an important one. Probably doing that, 'cause I've seen people do little playthroughs or attempts at this game, and they don't figure out how to lock on till like the second or third boss, and it's just it would have helped them a lot. So these are the bonfires. They're your lovely little checkpoints. Every time you die, you respawn here. It kind of resets the world in a sense. So every time you use it, all the little minor enemies that you've killed to respawn. Not bosses, but minor enemies. So I guess in a technicality, you can unlimitedly farm souls, but you don't. I don't know. Yeah, so just rest at those, and so if I were to die, I would not spawn at that last one we rested at, spawn at that one, because that's the newest and new one that I rested at. So right here we got a shield, so you're going to hit pause, go over to your inventory, change your equipment, hit large leather shield, yay! This shield sucks pretty hard, but we'll use it for now. And I don't like the speed the character's running at, so the armor and weapons you have equipped will affect the speed of your character. So real quick, we also just picked up a sword, so we're going to go over to our short sword, equip it, and then he thinks he can do that while I'm changing my equipment, but it was incorrect. So now we're going to go through the fog gate, and so, like I was saying, I don't like how slow we're moving, so I'm going to go over to my inventory, and deselect his shirt, and make him look like a sexy beast, because he's obviously much more appealing that way. We're going to run up here, be wary, there is a boulder, little baby Indiana Jones boulder wannabe, so just watch out. So,
regrettably,
okay, so he's kind of about to die as an undead. Makes perfect sense, I know. He'll basically ask you to kind of carry on his quest that he's failed. That's kind of why he set you free. He's looking for an undead to win the game, basically, which is you, and he'll give you Estus flasks. So when you've lost health, you hit square with Estus flasks equipped, and you'll get your health up, son. And you can use the bottom arrow to change if you have anything to change from, if that makes any sense. So like, so like if I had a different item, well, we do actually. So like these are the things, those two things there is, they're things you come. I'm making this too complicated and I'm talking way too much. But long story short, if I lost health, I'd hit square to use those bad boys. And oh, you were gonna pay. So I lost health, right? Hit square, regained it, and now I have 4. If you go to a bonfire and rest, you will obtain 5 once more. It regenerates your Estus flasks. Also, to reiterate the point that minor enemies respawn, if I rest at a bonfire, oh, he's still alive. If I rest at a bonfire, okay, then all these little guys that I just killed will respawn. But this dude, on the other hand, that we're about to face will not. This is a boss. So you can fall down and hit the R1 button, and you will get some extra falling damage on that. There will be 1 or maybe 2 other opportunities. I should stop talking and focus on the fight. Stay behind his butt. Dive roll, and it looks like he's about to attack. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. First boss fight. This is kind of the tutorial area. It's basically just sort of, I don't know. If you ask me, it's just explaining how the game is really. You go through an area. There will be minor enemies. There will be a boss towards the end of it, and then you just proceed. You know, it's kind of the basic layout. And over to the side here, be careful about walking over here. There's a soul of the undead, and what those are, you go over to your items. See, it's in our inventory now. We'll take that out. And it's soul of a lost undead. If we hit square on it, it says used to acquire souls and all of its other story mode business. So if we use it real quick, flip over it with our directional pad, hit square, plus 200 souls. Bam. Easy peasy, and we continue.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
I have still yet to this day never understood like the crow as the method of transportation. I'm pretty sure a crow is a mascot for FromSoft. Maybe I'm just making stuff up, but I still don't get that. In Lordran, level up and kindle at bonfires. Okay, so we're here. This is kind of your main grand central for the game in general. This is just kind of the, I don't know, most known about, most important bonfire called Firelink Shrine. So we'll rest there. So as you can see, there appears to be a way you can go down there. There's a way you can go up there, and then there's doorways this way, multiple doorways. You can do a little bit of exploring on your own. You know, that's what the game's all about, figuring stuff out. But My recommendation, go this way. That's really where you're supposed to go, especially if you're new and starting out. The other ways you go, I fear if you're beginning, you're just going to experience nothing but pain and suffering. So, you know, stick around, and I'll show you where you can go to get some special items. Right there's fire bombs. They'll pop up in your inventory like they just did mine. And you switch over and you hit square on an enemy and you can throw them. This gentleman here, he's a nice little cleric, what you like to call him. They focus on the faith style magic. You'll see it, it's one of your skills if that's the route you'd like to go. He will sell you miracles, which is what spells are but for faith. And so we will select yes. And then he will join you into his little covenant, you know, his little group. He'll be a groupie.
No, only there are...
Oh, went. And he'll give you that coin. You have to keep talking to him, because the first time he kind of tells you that he doesn't really want to be associated with you. Then he tells you it's in good feelings and will give you a coin. And then he's like, alright, it's cool. You seem alright. And then we can, you know, take a gander at what he's selling.
Come again.
And then next little place you might want to consider going. These places I'm showing you are places you can go to obtain items early on. But like I said, just be very careful going too far, because there will be enemies and they will murder you. When you die, you'll notice your souls will not be in your counter. And you'll have to go to where you last were alive, where you physically died on the earth, and go and search for your, there'll be a little green aura on the ground where you died. And you go and retrieve that, and that's how you retrieve your souls. You do not lose items on the other hand. Okay, so we obtained everything, but the only way down is this way. And this is why I don't recommend going, too much further in that direction, because there are skeletons and they will mess your crap up, man. I'm telling you now. They will take you, slap you in the face, tell you who your mother is, and then leave you for dead in an alleyway by a dumpster, and so on. You're just not nice individuals. So, in order to get them to go away, because they will follow you and stalk you, go and rest at the bonfire, and the enemies will reset, as you should know by now. And so these items I'm going around picking up, I'll go over them in one moment. So the last one I recommend you get before we proceed is that one there. Shall run over to the bonfire, look at it once more, and explain one more thing, and then we will continue. So, real quick, so we picked up, basically all I did was just went through and picked up some more soul items. You can keep them in your inventory and just save them, and use them if you ever feel like you need them, or you can just pop them in now, up to you, if you feel confident that you're not going to die and lose them. And I don't personally need fireballs at the moment. We will keep these 3 items in our inventory for now. I went and picked up a weapon. I also have a short bow, being that I'm an archer. I'm not going to arch a whole lot. Sorry if anyone wanted to see that, but I'm just not. If you're new and thinking that, oh, I want this to be like Skyrim, and like be straight up archer style, it's not very viable in this game. Some people can kind of pull it off, but it's not a very viable play style. We're mainly going to be focusing on our dexterity skill, which is like fast, curvy type weapons and stuff like that. That's what I'm most comfortable with, and that's how I know how to play for the most part. So, but items back there, we picked up a Morning Star, which is a mace, preferred weapons of clerics. Hit square on it, and if you look down in the second-hand column with all the damage reduction stats, go far down and it says required parameters. Your strength, and you can see your character statistics to the right. Your strength is 11. Needs to be 11 in order to use it, and our strength is 12 with this character. Other characters' starting strength will be, it'll vary, so keep that in mind. But that's the gist of all that business of what we found. The other stuff you don't really need to worry about right now. So real quick, something to cover. When you're at the bonfire, you can now level up. This is how you're going to kind of determine where your build goes. So you hit level up, and then you go through the skills, hit the select button on your controller via PS3 controls, and you should be able to see what all the skills do, and whatever build you want to be, you know, just play with it. And most people kind of mess up on leveling up, you know, like later on they're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have leveled up in that skill or whatever. But that's really the only way you learn, you know, just get some first-hand experience. There's only so much I can do to walk you through it. So, I mean, I'll level up once just to show how to do it. So I lied. I leveled up 3 times. Okay. And so basically now, if we go over to view status, I am now a level 7. I have 321 souls as compared to my 2,000 whatever I had. And now the required amount of souls it takes to level up increases each and every time you level up. So keep that in mind, you know, like there's really no going back. So that's enough screwing around in the starting area. We are going to proceed and hopefully reach the next bonfire before I pause it. Ooh, I am getting wrecked. Okay, word to the wise, I prefer on my first episode to do half-an-hour episodes or around that, instead of the standard, you know, like 15 minutes, just because, ooh, lordy. Just because I prefer, that's just, I don't know, that's just what I like. I think that, you know, being able to watch all the introductions and stuff is important. So, I mean, okay, so we're breezing through those guys. Run over, here's another soul item. Bam. Like I said, feel free to use those as you need them. If I used all of mine, I'd probably be able to level up these. That wrap there, if you hit you enough times, that little meter down there will fill up all the way and you will successfully become poisoned. Poison is a status effect that slowly eats at your health. And you can cure it, but you do not have the means to at the moment. So try not to get poisoned, because otherwise you should go and rest at the bonfire to cure it. So that's that. Over here, what I did to get over here, you hold the circle button to run and then double tap it. Or just press it once more even, I guess. And you will do a little dive roll. So you kind of got to come to the end there, and you might die, beware of that, so just kind of practice it on your own, and then if you feel like you can go over there and do it. What we got, if you go over to your rings category, it says ring of sacrifice, lose nothing upon death but ring breaks. So if I were to equip that and then die, I would not lose my souls, and by that I mean I would not have to go and recover my souls. So I wouldn't have to go and regain said souls. They would be in my inventory, but the ring only has one use. The sign your soul would never come back. That kind of thing. So we'll go down there in a minute. After we take care of these guys. I know in the beginning it seems like this game is just timed blocking and attacks and it's easy, but like they're just, if you're beginning this game, just can be one of the least fun games in the world. And by least fun, I mean totally fun. It's very entertaining, very rewarding. I definitely recommend you play it if you have not and give it a chance, but it can be very frustrating when starting. It can be a very difficult game. So come through here, take care of those guys. These guys don't ambush you right away, so you get the opportunity to knock a couple of them off. Taken care of, and we shall proceed. Going this route, it's going to take you right back to where you just came from, but we're only doing it just to obtain items, and we're also getting souls, as you can see, from killing enemies. So that's the way back. And we've gotten everything in this general area. So come over here, there'll be a little item. So what next? Okay, so we're gonna come up here. Do not freak out. There'll be a dragon, okay? You know, he's just like, what's up, bro? You know, how you doing? My name is Dragon. I'll eat you. But real quick, so these messages here are not from the game. Like, they're not the developers' messages. They are actually players' messages. So if you're playing online, people can leave messages that'll either deceive you or help you. You know, it depends how they're feeling, if they're trolling or not. So this person says rolling. So what that meant, I kind of, dragon's feet aren't very physical. You can just kind of roll through it. Like, I stopped when the dragon came to show him to you, but you can just kind of keep walking through him. You know, like, I guess the long story short, he won't hurt you. You know, at least not yet. He thinks about it later, though, and you'll see what I mean. I mean, it's one of those beginner things that happens to you. Okay, so we took care of those guys. There's our next bonfire, yay. So I recommend you rest there, but real quick, I'm going to show you guys something. See if I can do that before time runs out. So we took care of him. We'll hit him to bait his attack. He'll swing and a miss, and to death. Hardcore baseball you ever seen. So come around here. There'll be a dude just like, hey bro, I was gonna surprise you. Why'd you do that? And then there's this gentleman here. So this guy, he is the undead merchant. He is a male. You know, it's so hard to tell, but he's a guy. So you come up to him, you talk to him. And you can purchase items from him. So if you'd like to leave comments like the other players do, you can use the orange guidance soapstone. Purchase that for 100 souls. We will purchase it just for the heck of it. And then here are key items. So like the bottomless box is where you can store things. The repair box is how you fix your weapons and your armor. Because after using it for so long, its durability will go down, and eventually you will have to repair it. And then the residence key is probably the most important item you need from him. Then here's weapons and all that good stuff, you know, so forth. So we're going to be purchasing some things from him, but I think we're going to have to do that in the next episode. So very quickly, you can run back up and go rest at the bonfire if you'd like. I'm going to take you through this area very quickly. Beware, these guys they love to spam. You don't seem like they're that bad, but in a group, they can be pretty punishing. So as I'm going here, I'm gonna have to say we're gonna have to wrap it up. So come over here. Thank you so much for watching. So what you're gonna do your little dive roll thing on here. But like I said, you know, thank you so much for watching if you watched and stayed through the video.